Okay, so guys, we're going to fill in these missing figures here. So first thing here, you can see you have your total utility, then you have your marginal utility, right? And then, okay, Sharp, you told here that the price for coffee is 20. So coffee is 20 Rand, and the price for Red Bull is 30. Red Bull is 30 Rand. So when you come here, you can see that you have your total utility, you have your marginal utility, and you have your weighted marginal utility for coffee. And to get your weighted marginal utility, we said marginal utility divided by the price, right, of coffee, which is 20 Rand. And for marginal utility, we said a change in total utility over a change in quantity. So you can see that your quantities here, the change in your quantity is 1, because we say 2 minus 1 is 1, 3 minus 2 is 1, and so on. So now to get this missing part here, you remember to get marginal utility, we're going to say 260 minus 0 to get this one, which is missing here. So you say 260 minus 0 is going to be what? 260. So here we have 260, right? And also if you come this side as well, we have we have marginal utility here. We're given marginal utility, but we're not given total utility. But you know that in order to get marginal utility, since your quantity is on the side, it's just 1. So you're going to divide by 1. So obviously when you're dividing by 1, you're going to get the same answer. So even here, if you said 260 minus 0 divided by 1, we're going to get 260. So this is why I didn't even divide by that quantity. So also here, because now you are given your marginal utility, right? To get this marginal utility, they said a change in total utility divided by a change in quantity, which is 1. So there was something here. They said this thing which was here minus 0, then divided by 1. So to go back, obviously, this one you don't even have to calculate. This one is going to be 300, because if you say you have to say x minus 0, you have to get 300. So to go back, you're going to say 300 plus 0, you get 300. So the answer here is what? Is 300. Right. And then, so now that you have your marginal utility, you can get your weighted marginal utility for this one. So your weighted marginal utility is marginal utility divided by the price. So the marginal utility is 260, we've already calculated it, and the price for coffee is 20. So you just say 260 divided by 20, which is what? Which is 13. So you just write 13. Also the side, because now you have your marginal utility, right? So you get to get your weighted marginal utility, just say 300 divided by, so the price for Red Bull is 30 Rand. So divided by 30, you get what? You get 10. So you just write 10. And then second row, you can see that here we're only given the weighted marginal utility for what? For coffee, right? So now we have to get the marginal utility as well as the total utility. But you know that to get your weighted marginal utility, you said marginal utility divided by 20, right? So and then you got 9. So to go back, you're gonna say to get this part which is missing here, you're gonna say 9 times 20 to get this one which is missing here. Because so if you say 9 times 20, you're going to get what? 180. So your marginal utility is what? Is 180. So let's just do this and see if we're getting 9. So if you say 180 divided by 20, what do you get? So divided by 20, you get 9. So our answer is correct. And then to get your total utility, you know that if to get total utility, you say this minus this, right? This one, which is here, minus 260, you get what? 180. But now, because we don't have this one, but we do have the final answer, and to get this, we say this one, which is here, minus 260, we get 180. So we're going to go back. So to go back, we're going to say 180 plus 260 to get this, which is missing here, right? Because we are subtracting. So we were saying this minus this, we got this. So now to go back, we're going to say this plus this to get which is missing here. So if you say 180 plus 260, you get what? You get what? 440. So so you have 440 here. Right. I hope you guys are seeing this. And yeah, and I'm just doing this video. I'm very tired, but like most people have been asking me for this one, and I don't want you guys to fail this thing. I think it's not that difficult, you understand? So let's continue. On this side, you can see that we given our total utility, but we don't have marginal utility and do not have weighted marginal utility. But you know that because we have marginal total utility, you can easily get your marginal utility, right? Because you can say you can just say this one minus this, right? A change to get marginal utility, just say a change in total utility, right? Which is 450 minus 300, right? Then you can get this one. So if you just say 450 minus 300, you get what? Get 150-ish. Get 150, right? And then to get your weighted marginal utility, obviously, you say marginal utility divided by the price. So you have your marginal utility here, which is 150, and the price is 30, right? So you just say 150 divided by 30, and you get what? And you get your weighted marginal utility, which is 5, right? Then also you're coming to the third row. You can see here you're only giving your marginal utility, right, for coffee. So to get your total, okay, so we can do it two ways. We can get total utility and we can also get weighted marginal utility. So let's just start with weighted marginal utility because it's going to be easy. So we just take this, we divide it by 20 to get the weighted, right? Because remember the formula for weighted marginal utility is a marginal utility divided by price. So our marginal utility is 100 here divided by price, which is 20. We're getting what? 5. I'm getting 5. Okay, so it's going to be 5. And then for total utility, you know that to get total utility, um, there was something here. You said this, which was here, minus 440, you got 100, right? So to go back, what are you going to do? You're going to say 100 plus 440 to get which one? This part which is missing here. So if you say 440 plus 100, what do you get? I'm getting 540. So I'm going to say 540. And then now you can just confirm, say 540 minus 440 to see if you're getting 100. Okay, I'm getting 100, so it's correct. And then also here, you can see here we're only provided with the weighted marginal utility parent. So for Red Bull, so you know how to get this one. We say marginal utility divided by 30. We got this one. So the only thing we don't have is marginal utility. So to go back, because we divided, to go back, we're going to multiply. So we're going to say 30 times 3. Then we're going to get 90. So this one here, it's 90. So now to get your total, so marginal utility is 90. So now to get your total utility, remember to get this marginal utility, you said this one, which was here, minus 450, you got 90. So to go back, you're going to say 90 plus 450, you're going to get this one, which is missing here, which is a total utility. So you say 450 plus 90, what are you getting? 540, right? So it's 514. And then on the fourth row, we are given total utility and we don't have, okay, for this side, for coffee, we have total utility. Okay, this one is easy because you know to get marginal utility, just say 590 minus 540, right? You get this one, which is missing here. So if you just say 590 minus 540, you get in one, you get 50, right? So to get your weighted marginal utility, obviously, you know, it's marginal utility divided by price. So 50 divided by 20, which is the price for coffee. So what do you get? So if you say 50 divided by 20, you get 2.5. You get 2.5, right? And then here we're only given the marginal utility, right? And then I'm sure you guys now know how to do this because I've been doing this one to say, because we have nothing here to get this, which is marginal utility, we say this minus this, we got marginal utility of 60. So to go back, we're going to add, right? Because we subtracted when we wanted to get the 60. So to go back, we're going to say 60 plus 540 to get this one, which is missing here. So 540 plus 60, you're getting what? I'm getting 600. Okay, 600. And then to get this one also, you're gonna say 60 divided by the price of Red Bull, which is 30. So you say 60 divided by 30, what do you get? You get 2, right? Then on the last row, we only given what's the weighted marginal utility here. And you know, to get this weighted marginal utility, we said this, which was here, marginal utility, we divided by 20. So to go back, we're going to multiply. So you say 1 times 20, you get what? You get 20. You can just, to confirm this, we're going to say 20 divided by 20, and we're going to get 1. Because to get your weighted marginal utility, you say marginal utility divided by the price. So if you say 20 divided by 20, you get 1. So this one is correct. And then now to get your your total utility, you know that in order to get 20, you said this one, which was here, minus 590, you get 20, you got 20, right? So to go back, you're going to add. So you're going to say 590 plus 20, you're going to get what? 610. So here you have what? 610. And then this side, we're only given what? The total utility for Red Bull. So now to get your marginal utility, okay, this one is going to be easy because you're going to just say 690, 630 minus 600. Going to get 30 here. And then to get your weighted marginal utility, you're going to say marginal utility divided by the price, which is 30. So you say 30 divided by 30, what are you getting? You get 1. So you are done. And then now I think the to get the okay, so what do you call this? Um, to get the thingy where the consumer will maximize her utility or where the consumer will be at equilibrium, you have to it has to be at a place. Okay, two conditions have to be met, right? First condition that has to be met is that your marginal utility over price has to be the same, right? Marginal utility per rand has to be the same. So you can see that your marginal utility parent is the same here because this here it's 5 and also here it's 5. And where also marginal utility parent is equal here, right? This is the first condition. So this first condition is satisfied here where marginal utility for coffee is 5 and weighted marginal utility for Red Bull is 5. Also where the weighted marginal utility for Red Bull is 1 and where your marginal utility for coffee is 1. Right, the first condition is satisfied. So the second condition that has to be satisfied for the consumer to be at equilibrium or to maximize satisfaction is that she has to use all her income. Right. Okay, so it's not written here, but the income of the consumer, they said it's I think it's 120. The income for consumer is 120 rand. Right. So we have to find now the combination that if this consumer purchases, they're going to use all the income of what of 120. Right. So what do you do now? You have to, okay, so this is the formula for a consumer to be at equilibrium. Your marginal utility for good X divided by, I'm just gonna say for good C for coffee, right? Divided by the price for coffee has to be equal to the marginal utility for R, R for Red Bull, divided by the price for what? For R. It has to be equal to what? It has to be equal to, so the coffee is what? Is 20 rand. And then 20 rand C, 20 rand C, and plus what? Plus R, 30 rand for Red Bull, 30 rand R, which is what? Which is also equals to what? To income, Y for income. So this satisfaction, this is the second condition. So now we have to find, because already we have determined what, okay, the point where marginal utility per rand is equal to marginal utility per rand is where now where marginal utility per rand is 5 for good C, which is coffee, and where also marginal utility per rand is 5 for good what? For good R, which is Red Bull. Right. Now the second condition is that it also has to be equal to their income. So now let's see if they decide to purchase the combination where their marginal utility is 5. For coffee, they would purchase 3 coffees, right? And then for Red Bull, they would purchase how many? 2 Red Bull, right? Can see 2 Red Bulls here. So now we need to substitute these 3 and 2 here in this formula. So if you say 20 times in a place of C, because we've determined that coffee is 3. So in a place of C, we're gonna substitute C 3, and in a place of R, because we've determined that where marginal utility parent is 5, they're going to consume how many Red Bull? Two Red Bulls, right? So here you're gonna substitute two. So if this is equal to income, then the second condition is met. So if you say 20 into 3 plus 30 into 2 equals to what? Equals to 120. So the income here is what? The second condition is met as well because this consumer will use all that income, which is 120. Okay, let's just check for the second one. So the second one is where the weighted marginal utility is 1 and where the weighted marginal utility is also 1 on this side. So let me just use a different color here for this one. So I'm gonna use blue. So where MC is equal to 1, MU, weighted marginal utility for code C, is also equal to 1 with the weighted marginal utility for code R. So now we're going to substitute. So if the weighted marginal utility is 1 for code C, which is coffee, they're going to purchase 5 units of coffee. And then also if weighted marginal utility is 1 for Red Bull, they're going to purchase also 5. So you're going to substitute 5 here and also ish. Yeah, guys, that says 5. You're going to substitute 5 here once you see if the second condition will be made. So if you say 20, and then in a place of C, you substitute 5 plus 30. In a place of R, you substitute 5. What are you getting? I'm getting 250. So the second condition is not met, even though the first one is met. So the consumer will not be at equilibrium here, or he will not satisfy he will not maximize his utility. So the combination that this person should purchase is 3 coffee and what and 2 Red Bull. Right. Yeah, I hope this guide is going to help you, and I just wish you guys will see this video before you go to write. If you're still struggling with this, yeah, good luck guys. You